There is legislation covering how public servants in Queensland are employed, the ways you can be employed and by whom. There is also legislation that covers your basic or minimum employment standards. That includes things like how your wages and conditions are negotiated or awarded. The first part in your employment conditions are the long-established working conditions like hours of work, overtime, leave, and the descriptions of what different classification levels mean. That means the difference between AOs, TOs, POs, and OOs, but also includes things like the minimum salary rates for each classification. Awards are a workers' safety net. They set industry-wide conditions of employment and minimum wage levels. Awards are made by the Queensland Industrial Relations Commission. The Queensland Industrial Relations Commission best describes the next step in your employment conditions, enterprise bargaining. They say that the proposed award is a minimum safety net upon which a negotiated outcome through the certified agreement process can achieve a far better result for individual workers. Unlike awards, which are documents owned by the Industrial Relations Commission, every 3 years we have an opportunity to negotiate with the government for better outcomes. That means improved wages and conditions, to form a collective agreement. This is also called enterprise bargaining, or the EB. Here is a cartoon version of how enterprise bargaining usually works. Union members decide what to ask for. We present that to the department, there are negotiation meetings, the department say no to increasing wages and improving conditions, then union members take action to force the department to come back to the table with a better offer until it's good enough. When your union delegates get an offer from the department to settle the claims, union members then vote to say, yes, that's okay, or no, keep taking action. Once the deal is reached, it's written up, drafted, and then certified by the Commission. So your employment conditions are made up of legislation, the award safety net, and your EB, or collective agreement. You also have policies that impact your rights at work, directives from the Public Service Commission, and of course your local workplace culture that impacts you as a worker. So what's going on with the government's wages offer to hard-working public servants in 2018? In 2018, just as we have for decades, the Industrial Relations Commission flowed on the 3.5% national minimum wage case outcome won by the Australian Council of Trade Unions to the minimum pay rate set by your award. This year, however, this means that the award safety net rates are now higher than your EB pay rates for everyone currently covered by the core agreement. These new wage rates are still not in your pay. They will be for most of the core on the 10th of October, for education on the 24th of October, and for parliamentary services on the 26th of September. This is because under the Newman government there was a pay freeze and no collective agreement pay rise for a year. The award safety net continued to go up thanks to the Industrial Relations Commission and unions. The problem now is the Palaszczuk government are not offering an EB pay rise above the award. They are saying that an award safety net adjustment this year is enough for you, and they will only deliver an EB pay rise that is less than 2.5%. For most public servants, that means a 0% pay rise. This is deeply unfair. The award is the minimum for everyone else. For doctors, teachers, nurses, and public servants in the Department of Transport and Main Roads. Why would a government who otherwise say that they are committed to fairness pay you less than all other public servant workers at the same level across government? Why would they give you 0%, or for the higher levels only up to 1.3%, when everybody else is getting 2.5%? It's not double dipping to be able to bargain for a pay increase above the award. It's the way the system is meant to work. It's what every other public sector worker and every other Australian worker has the right to do. Sure, the Industrial Relations Commission has delivered a pay rise to public servants on the current core EB, but that's because they've adjusted the minimum rate up. You have the right to bargain for higher wages, and your EB rate must be higher than the award safety net. This is the worst EB wages offer in the history of the EB, since 1994. That's why we're still campaigning on wages and all of the other conditions that you want to see improved. Your work matters, and so do your wages.